I'm Mr. MegaManFan. Today on the PC Engine Files, we'll take a look at a couple of accessories for your TurboGrafx, or more specifically in this case, the Turbo Express, as this is a power supply made specifically by Retro Game Cave for portable systems such as this. It's better than using a multi-prong power adapter that's not the exact voltage. Many of them only do 6, 7.5, or 9. This gives you exactly the 7 volts you need. And what do I have running in my Turbo Express? Why, it's none other than an EverDrive made by Crix. You should know his fine line of products. They're available for almost every retro game system you can imagine, and I have preloaded some ROMs into this, including Impossible, which came as a bonus with the purchase of this EverDrive through Stone Age Gamer. More on that in a little bit. As you can see, the EverDrive is functioning perfectly in my Turbo Express using my Retro Game Cave power supply. But let's flip it over and take a look at the actual EverDrive itself inserted into the back of my Turbo Express. Now at first it's going to be upside down until I rotate things here. As you can see, it's got the branding on it, a custom-made shell from Stone Age Gamer. If you buy it from Crix directly, you'll get a bare board. There's a PC Engine to TurboGrafx adapter switch on there so you can set the region, micro SD card slot at the top, and a reset button right there in the middle. That's key. You'll see a little bit of that in a second. First, let me tell you what you need to do to set this up. You go to the official Crix website. That's Crix with 2 Z's, KRIKZZ.com. Click on Turbo EverDrive V2, scroll down, and find the latest operating system. This is assuming you've already purchased it through Stone Age Gamer, through his website, whatever the case may be. If you've got the latest version of the EverDrive, you want version 2 of the operating system. Unzip that folder, and you should get a folder named TBED. You're going to drop this entire folder into a formatted micro SD card. It can be FAT32 or whatever you prefer. Just make sure the entire folder is in the root directory because that's what the EverDrive needs to run. Actually, I suspect it doesn't even need the GIF file, but you definitely need the operating system PC Engine file in a folder named TBED. Now, here's what you get. PC Engine and TurboGrafx 16 support, FAT32 file system as previously mentioned. Micro SD cards can be as large as 32 gigabytes. Street Fighter 2 mappers are supported. The reset button, which I showed you previously. 4 megabytes of onboard RAM. And do note that if you have region modded your TurboGrafx 16 or your Turbo Express, it may cause some compatibility issues. As I have not, every PC Engine file that I use, whether it's a TurboGrafx 16 HUD card or a Japanese HUD card, they all just boot up right away in my Turbo Express or my TurboGrafx 16. And what's really sweet about this is if you're playing something and it doesn't suit your fancy, or you're just bored and would like to quickly switch to something else, just reach your hand around the back of the Turbo Express and hit that reset button. Obviously, if this isn't a TurboGrafx 16, you're going to have to get up and push the button manually. But if you own a Turbo Express, this feels tailor-made for quick and easy gameplay. Just hit that button and it will take you right back to the menu of ROMs that you were previously in, and you can select a different game. It's too bad it doesn't also work as a save state button like the GBX7 for Game Boy, but perhaps a future iteration of this EverDrive would be able to support save states. This is already version 2 of the Turbo EverDrive. Crix is always evolving and making new and better versions of his EverDrive products, so stay tuned. There may be a later update with save states and extra features that I can't even possibly fathom as of the recording of this review. Now, you see me playing Keith Courage in Alpha Zones, which is not an easy thing to do, looking through the lens of a camera and playing at the same time, but I feel like I actually did reasonably well platforming there, so let's reset it and go to something else. How about Air Zonk, the shoot 'em up sequel to the Bonk's Adventure games, spin off if you prefer to call it that. It's Bonk as Zonk in the future doing side scrolling shooting at various waves of enemies, and shooters are something that TurboGrafx and PC Engine has always done right up there with the best of any console on the market. So this is a great entry in the library, albeit a rather expensive one. So maybe if you want to try it on authentic hardware, this might be a way to go, because the EverDrive itself is certainly more affordable than a lot of the PC Engine and TurboGrafx 16 library. Gives you a way to sample these games on real hardware. I got mine through Stone Age Gamer, as previously mentioned. You can see the cost difference there between the EverDrive and the Super HD System 3, but keep in mind, this cannot play Super Graphics games, this cannot play CD-ROM games, it can only play Hue cards. That's not a huge limitation, given that the vast majority of the PC Engine and TurboGrafx 16 library was on Hue cards. CD-ROM games came along much later in the lifespan of both systems, but if you want that full library of everything and the kitchen sink, obviously you go for a Super HD System 3 or the previous iteration, the SD System 3, depending on your budget and your television. That will decide what you want. And of course, Super Graphics support is limited to the HD System 3. So if that's something that you really want, then you're going to have to get the more powerful system with the HD output. The power supply came from Retro Game Cave. The PC Engine forum that I belong to on Facebook recommended them for custom power adapters, and I got my order really fast. I placed it and had it in about 4 days with shipping, even though it says it may take a while on their website. It actually took almost no time at all, especially compared to a lot of things I get off eBay or Amazon. So thumbs up to Retro Game Cave, thumbs up to Stone Age Gamer. They both shipped out really fast. And if you have a Turbo Express, I can't recommend this combination of products enough. It will save you a lot of money on batteries, and it will save you a lot of heartache if you buy games that you didn't like. You can try them out first on the Turbo EverDrive instead of plunking down $100 for a game you might not like and being stuck with it. Try before you buy, and an EverDrive is a great way to try it on real hardware. I'm Mr. MegaManFan. This has been the PC Engine Files. Like, share, subscribe, and thank you for watching.